Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a baby boy named Moses. He was born during a time when the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. The Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, was afraid that the Israelites would grow too powerful, so he ordered that all baby boys be thrown into the river. Moses' mother, Jochebed, loved her baby boy very much and did not want anything bad to happen to him. So, she came up with a plan to keep him safe. She carefully wove a basket out of reeds and covered it with a waterproof layer of pitch. She placed baby Moses inside the basket and gently set it among the tall grasses by the edge of the river. As she watched from a distance, Moses' sister, Miriam, kept a close eye on the basket. She wanted to make sure that no harm would come to her baby brother. Soon enough, the Pharaoh's daughter came down to the river to bathe. When she saw the basket among the reeds, she was curious and asked her maidservant to bring it to her. When the Pharaoh's daughter opened the basket, she saw the most adorable baby boy inside. Her heart melted with love and compassion for him. She decided to adopt him as her own son and named him Moses, which means, drawn out of water. Miriam, who had been watching all along, approached the Pharaoh's daughter and asked if she needed someone to nurse and care for the baby. The Pharaoh's daughter agreed, and Miriam quickly ran to fetch her mother, Jochebed. Now Moses could grow up with his own family, even though they were slaves in Egypt. As Moses grew older, he became aware of the hardships faced by his people, the Israelites. One day, when he saw an Egyptian mistreating an Israelite slave, Moses' anger flared up inside him. In an attempt to protect his fellow Israelite, Moses ended up killing the Egyptian. Word of this incident reached the Pharaoh, and Moses knew that his life was in danger. He had to flee from Egypt to save himself. Moses journeyed into the desert, far away from the land he had known all his life. In the desert, Moses found himself alone and unsure of what to do. But as he was wandering, he noticed a bush that was on fire but not burning up. Curiosity led him closer, and suddenly, he heard a voice speaking from within the bush. It was the voice of God. God told Moses that he had a special purpose for him. He wanted Moses to go back to Egypt and lead the Israelites out of slavery and into a land flowing with milk and honey. Moses was scared and unsure if he could do such a big task, but God promised to be with him every step of the way. With newfound courage, Moses returned to Egypt and confronted the Pharaoh, demanding that he let the Israelites go free. The Pharaoh refused, and God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt to convince him. Finally, after the 10th plague, the Pharaoh relented, and the Israelites were set free. Moses led his people through the desert, with God guiding them as a pillar of cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night. They faced many challenges along the way, such as hunger and thirst, but God provided for them miraculously. He sent manna from heaven to feed them and water from a rock to quench their thirst. After 40 years of wandering in the desert, Moses and the Israelites finally reached the promised land. Although Moses himself was not allowed to enter due to a mistake he made, he had fulfilled his purpose of leading his people to freedom. Moses' story teaches us about the power of faith and courage. It shows us that even when things seem impossible, with God's help, we can overcome any obstacle. And just like Moses, we too can find our own purpose in life and make a positive difference in the world.